Hi everybody, this is Diane. Thanks for coming to my channel today. We are working on these journals made with wallpaper on the covers. The covers themselves are made with these really thick pressboard full file dividers, vintage, that I got at a flea market. You could use chipboard or even a book, just a book that you take apart and use the cover. Just wouldn't be as flexible as that, but it doesn't need to be. So I have created the covers, and that's where we leave it for now. There won't be a spine. They're an open spine concept, so we'll get to that when we are finished with the pages. Let me show you how the covers ended up. I did make covers on yesterday's journal. I'm using two digital sets, both from Polka Dot Pixels, but they're different. They're both floral and they both have the same sort of colors in them, but one of them is more traditional and it's called Floral Collage Papers, and they look something like that. There are 6 papers and there's a backing page. The other set is more whimsical, and it's called Sweet Tea. And those pages look similar to this, with these more modern looking flowers. And the colors are a little bit brighter, although it's the same kind of a color scheme. And there are several backing pages. And this kit comes with tags and other ephemera, which you will see when we work on that. Well, let me show you. I decided to cover the press board with wallpaper. And I decided to make one with the vintage wallpaper and one with modern wallpaper for each of the journal kits. So this is the vintage with the blue, and this paper it shows the creases in it because of its age, and it was a very fragile paper, but I really like that. This is something I got at a flea market a long time ago. Or else, yeah, I think I got it at a flea market. And this is a new wallpaper. I want to do something to this here. I sewed around the edges. I glued this on, and then I glued this on, and then I sewed around the edges. So it looks nice on this side, but this side doesn't look very nice because of the needle punching through and popping up the paper and stuff. So I'm going to take my bone folder and just press it down, and it won't be so noticeable. It just presses the paper and cardboard that was poked up back down where it belongs. And that looks better. So I would do that on all of the covers. So that's what the vintage whimsical cover looks like, and this is the modern scrapbook paper, and that is one of the modern ones. These came out of a large wallpaper book that Jeannie sent to me. I absolutely love these. These papers that I'm using from that book in these journals are ones that I've been hoarding because I absolutely love them. So there's that one. And then the traditional looking one. You saw this on yesterday's video because I did both of these covers. This is the new paper. Isn't that gorgeous? And I put that on the inside. And this is the vintage wallpaper. This was quite fragile as well. I don't know what that is. Oh, it came off. And this is new. And then I cut all the papers and have them collated into the journal. So what I would like to do right now is just make a few ephemera pieces. There won't be a lot of handmade ephemera. Most of it is just going to be little embellishments glued to the page. The Sweet Tea one has the digital embellishments that I can use, but I do want to make a few. I'm getting this cover, the binding for these covers from Ruby and Pearl, Heather. And her channel is Ruby and Pearl XO. And then I got some of these ideas that I'm going to use for ephemera from that same video. Mine don't look like hers, but this is where I got the idea from. So this is a page from this book of Longfellow poetry. And you can see this one is quite a bit longer. After I made this, I decided it was a little longer than I wanted. So I just trimmed off the top and the bottom. These pages are already glued. I folded them in half, put glue in the center. So I'm just going to do... Sorry. I'll do that with this one. I didn't glue all the way to the edges because I'm going to sew around the edges. I'm making an extra, I'm making 4 journals, but I'm making an extra piece of ephemera that I can keep just so I can remember to do it. So now I'm just going to add some little scraps of paper here. So I have my little bucket of scrappy papers, the coffee dyed stuff that I want to, and other things that I want to make things with. And this is patterned on the back. I'm gonna see if I can make this skinnier. It's very hard to tear a thinner paper. But that worked. I'll glue these on and then we'll select some dried flowers. I have some dried flowers that I purchased from Amazon, but I also have some that my niece-in-law gave me from her supplies that she was getting rid of. So that's what I used there, and that's probably what I'll use today. I left the rough edge where I tore the page out of the book. I like that. I was hoping to have more time in here today. I did have quite a bit, but not as much as I wanted, and it was interrupted because I had errands I had to run, and I had to get my nails done, go to the post office, take my walk, all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't anybody that interrupted me. It was just things I had to do. Tomorrow I have a dentist appointment at 10 o'clock, so I don't know. It'll be an interrupted day again. But maybe Friday. I can dedicate the day to being in here. At least, you know, it would be nice to have 3 or 4 hours uninterrupted. I can get a lot done in 3 or 4 hours. Okay, and now let's look at the dried flowers. Here's another one of these little pieces. Love this one. Heather used a fern that she got out of her own garden. That is the end of this one. And she gave me this one also. These are the ones I got from Amazon. These are, not these. These look like tiny little forget-me-nots. I love them. I probably won't glue all of these down on camera. That would take a while. I'm using Mod Podge to glue them down. I think I just want stemless flowers up there. And I don't want to use the purple pansies, so we'll look and see what we have in my Amazon flowers. There's a fern. It's a pretty bright. Doesn't look real. It looks like it was dyed. But maybe. I don't know. These are bigger. And we got some tiny little ones here. I don't know. Oh, I like this one. That's pretty. You see that? Just need one more. Okay, I'll carefully move these aside. And then I'll show you how I adhered the flowers to the paper. I'll put them away carefully when the video is done. So let's just pick one to work on. Do this one. Oh, I had a little paintbrush. I took it out to the kitchen to wash it, and I probably didn't bring it back in. It was a soft bristle brush. Let me just grab my jar of paintbrushes. I'll just find another soft bristled brush. That one's very soft. So I will remove these pieces and then put some Mod Podge down. Then put the pieces back on. Don't think I have Mod Podge under that portion. Now the stems on this piece are thicker, but they did eventually lay down. I had to just keep pressing them down into the Mod Podge and putting some Mod Podge on top of it. This is why you want your brush to be soft bristled, so you can be very delicate with your flowers. Whoops. Don't put your fingers down on the dried flowers that are still in the wet Mod Podge. pretty thick. It will dry clear, but didn't need to be that thick. Okay, so I will let that dry completely, and then I will sew around it like I did here. Did a little bit of fancy stitching right there, but just sewed around it once it's all dry. And I added a piece to the back that you can journal on. That also came out of my scrap container here. I don't even know what this came off of. It's a nice paper. So I'll just add something like that. I might not have scraps big enough for in this container for all of them, but I have other scraps I can use. So there's that one. I'll finish those other ones up after the video. Set this aside to dry and set these somewhere where the flowers will be safe. Over on my sewing side of my table. Okay. The next thing I want to do is make a side pocket for a page. I did this one, and it's just a scrap of coffee dyed paper, and I went into my office where my Big Shot is, and I took my basket of scraps that I'm using here, and this is a thin, sort of like a tissue paper. I guess it is tracing paper or tissue paper or something. And this craft kind of thin paper. This is a mulberry type of paper, coffee dyed papers, and I just use different embossing folders, little strips and scraps of paper. There's one that's pink, and this one was dyed different colors. So I did that before I before I attempted to make my side pockets. I did have some strips cut and ready for this, but I probably forgot what they were and put them back in my basket of scraps. Here's one. Yep, that'll work. We'll do this one. Oh, I've got music paper right here. This part right here, it says Fanny is at her home, and then I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but it is written in script in longhand. It came off of this really old book page. And here, that came right there. Her father is at home, and then it has it in long form. Let's do Fanny has her books. I'm laying it out pretty much like I have it on that piece, but I can vary it for the other ones if I want to. Doesn't have to all be the same. They're all going in different books. And then I took a piece of this sheer. I just got this at the flea market yesterday or Monday. I just took a piece of that and added it. It's flocked. So I will just lightly glue things down, and then I took this to the sewing machine, sewed all the way around, and then I sewed the edges of all the pieces down. You can see the stitching there. And this will be on the edge of a page and form a pocket. I guess it went that way, did it? No, it was this way. I like this side better because it has more printing on it. You can still see coffee dyed paper there. Don't need to cover every square inch. Let's see. Don't need it to be that long. Sorry for my squeaky chair. So I'll do the sewing on that tomorrow. I have 2 done. Need to do 2 more. And the other things I want to do are very, very simple. I selected some stamps. And I just want to stamp on some vintage ledger paper. So I would like to be able to have a stamp over here and still have some of this writing there. This is 1916. I have my sand pool and some of my, well, at least one, one of my tailor-made journals stamps. I wanted to use the mercantile one. Oh, that's too big. It's later now than I usually do videos, so I hope the lighting is okay for you. Like I said, I had a lot of things going on today. Had to get some other stuff done, but I did want to do this video tonight. Oh, that turned out nice. Just a ephemera piece to put onto a page or pocket or something. They'll be fun to use. Oh, I like that. Where's the stamps? It's a bunch of words and letters, but there's this one little floral piece in there. I'll just stamp a couple things over here where you can see there's more lines. Set that down crooked. We're almost done with the stamping for now. The last thing I want to do is I have some digital tags that were already printed, and I have the ones that came with the sweet tea, and I don't need to do anything to them except add a little lace, that's all, to the top. So I've got vintage laces here. I'm not even gonna poke the hole in there because I'll just staple this to the top. Has copper staples in it. Oh, sorry. Very simple. And that's all I have going on right now. I am tired and ready to kick back. So I guess I'll leave this mess for tomorrow. It's always nice to have a clean table to come into in the morning, but I usually don't. Alright, so we got a lot done in this video. Oops, oh no, we didn't do that one. I thought that was the one I glued, but it wasn't. This is the one we glued with Mod Podge. We did that, and we did this, which just has to be sewn. We did some stamping. These are fun. And just putting some lace on tags. So you get an idea of the kinds of things that are going to be going on in these journals. Thank you for hanging out with me this evening. And, well, I don't know if it's evening right now where you are, but it's evening here right now. I didn't use that. It must have fallen off the table. I don't think I like that one. Anyway, I will be back with another video very soon, and I hope you are having a creative day. Bye-bye.